In today's video, I'm gonna animate using Ibispaint X. If you enjoy using triple clip, you don't have to watch this.
Flip a clip users.
But if you like using Ibispaint X, then feel free to watch this. In this video, I'm gonna animate Sonic's Cycle. Right now, I'm drawing the sketch of the character, and I'm gonna draw the keyframes as well. Once I'm done drawing the body, I'm gonna draw the legs using the color red and blue. I'm gonna use the color red first. If you're wondering why I'm using red and blue for the legs, it's because we can tell the difference between the right and left leg. So the idea is Sonic should take 2 steps per run cycle. He'll step once with the right foot, once with the left foot, and repeat. If you follow this formula, you'll have no problem drawing with your own run cycles. Now I finished my first pose called the contact pose. Next, I'm gonna draw the pass pose on the second frame. By the way, I moved Sonic's body down in the second frame because when you run, your body goes up and down. But for Sonic, his body goes down slightly in the second frame because he's fast. Sometimes his body didn't go up and down when he runs, mostly in the classic Sonic games. Once I'm done with the keyframes, I am now drawing the in-between frames, starting in between first and second keyframes. This pose is called down pose. Alright, next is the second in-between frame. This is where Sonic's body goes up slightly before his foot in the front touches the ground, and this pose is called the up pose. Once you're done, you can just repeat the steps for the other leg. Okay, I'm done, and now let's play the animation. Okay, that's good. Nice! Like it. Next, I'm gonna draw the outlines. I'm gonna start with Sonic's head, body, and arms first. And I'm also gonna fill the colors on Sonic as well because I'm going to animate the body before drawing the legs. Why? Because drawing and coloring the legs take more time compared to drawing and animating the body. The colors are not gonna be flat, so I will add shading and some highlights on the character. Now I'm gonna fill the colors. Just to let you know that I'm using the color palette from Sonic Dream Team animated intro because I like it and it's saturated and colorful. I mean, just look at it. Pretty cool, right? By the way, before you start shading, you need to decide where the light is coming from. Is it from above, below, the side, or the front? For me, the light is gonna be in front and above Sonic. Once I'm done shading, I'm gonna add some highlights. There we go, the body is complete. You can just copy and paste it to all the frames. Oh yeah, if you notice the group layers, I use those to keep them tidy and organized. Also, you can copy the character's group from one frame to another. It's so much easier to do that than just copy and paste all the layers one at a time. You know, back when this animation feature first released on Ibispaint, you can't copy paste groups in animation. So I'm glad this update allows you to do that now. And right now, I'm moving Sonic squills up and down because you know, air physics. And I'm doing this using the mesh form because I don't want to draw frame by frame. And this is why I separated the quills from the head. Once I'm done animating the quills, I'm gonna move the arms up and down as well. Okay, I'm done, and here's the part you've been waiting for. Drawing and coloring the Blue Devil's legs. You know, Sonic has like many different running animation styles in games, animated series, and movies. Like the classic games, Sonic OVA, Sonic X, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Frontiers, or Sonic Prime. My favorite Sonic Run animation styles are Sonic CD Animated Intro, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Advance, and Marvel's Sonic Unleashed Animated Cutscenes. What's your favorite? Leave it in the comments. Anyway, I'm not using modern Sonic shoes in this animation. Instead, I'm using Sonic's Lightspeed shoes from Sonic Adventure 1. Why? Because they're simple to draw and they're cool. You can also use other Sonic shoes in your animation if you want to. There's a lot of Sonic shoes you can choose, like the most popular soap shoes from Sonic Adventure 2, classic Sonic's boots, movie Sonic shoes, gem shoes from Sonic 06, and many more. But hey, it's all up to you. You don't have to draw the shoes I use in this animation, just use whatever you like. Speaking of shoes, do you know that Sonic shoes are actually boots and the sock-like cuffs on his boots aren't socks at all? Yes, and the white tops are actually part of the footwear. According to the original character designer of Sonic, Naoto Oshima, the design of Sonic's boots were inspired by the boots worn by Michael Jackson on the cover of the album Bad, and the colors were inspired by Santa Claus. So yeah, those were the inspirations behind Sonic's boots. I always thought that he wears sneakers and socks when I was younger, but turns out, no, he wears boots and doesn't wear socks. And that explains why the shoes are always shiny in the 3D renders of Sonic. I mean, just look at it. They look like they're made of metal. So, which Sonic shoes are your favorite? Let me know in the comments. For me, I mostly like movie Sonic shoes because its design is so fire in live action. Anyway, I gotta lock in on this, so you can just watch and listen to the music. I hope you enjoy.
6 months later.
Oh, finally, the legs are done. This animation have 8 frames in total, so now I'm just gonna play the animation. Wow, that's great! Now if you want to add more duration in this animation, you can just duplicate all the frames one by one and make sure they're all in order. Bro, this is so painful to do all this. Is there like a frames viewer in here? Dang it, there isn't. If there was, I could just select all the frames at once and duplicate them. And Clip has that tool. Too bad Ibispaint doesn't have it. Well, that sucks. You know what? I'm just gonna add numbers on the frames from 1 to 8 so I can keep them in order and don't mess up. Alright, I think that's enough. Now I'm gonna make Sonic blink once, starting in this frame. I'm gonna draw Sonic's eyes closed first, and in the next frame, I'm gonna draw Sonic opening his eyes. When Sonic closes his eyes, his butt bro goes down as well because that's how he usually do it in the games and animations. Okay, it's done. I just gotta get rid of the numbers and export the animation. And here's the final result.
Okay, here we go.
So, in today's video, I'm gonna animate Tails using Ibispaint X. Let's start with a sketch. When we first draw Tails, you'll notice that his head shape is different compared to Sonic. Why? Because Sonic's head is a circle, while Tails' head is a square, kinda? It's actually similar to a human head. If you ever draw anime characters, they have similar spatial structure. And for the body, his body shape is similar to Sonic, except it's upside down and it kinda looks more like a pear or a beanbag. I'd say it's simple. Now let's draw the shoes. His shoes are similar to Sonic's but simpler. And then draw his two tails spinning like a helicopter. There we go. Let's move on to the outline, shall we? I'm gonna start from the head till the tails. Outline is done. Now I'm gonna fill the colors. Just to let you know that I'm using Tails color palette from Sonic Dream Team animated intro to match with my Sonic Run animation from my previous Ibispaint video. You can go check it out and the link is in the description or the info cards above. Now I'm gonna add shading. Before shading, you need to decide where the light is coming from. For me, I think the light should come from the right side, just like my Sonic Run animation. But I won't add highlights on Tails. I don't want him to be so shiny or too detailed. Alright, shading is done. I'll shade his tails later. Next, I'm gonna animate his hair using the mesh form tool. When Tails flies or run, his hair goes back and forward. Same thing with the ears. And then animate the cheeks and back hair. Alright, that's good. Now, the moment you've been waiting for, animating the spinning tails. When Tails spin his tails, they usually rotate to the left, and we're gonna animate his tails in only 4 frames. Why? So he can look like he's actually flying by spinning his tail so fast, like a helicopter or buttcopter.
A quadcopter.
You know, Tails has many different flying animations in Sonic games, animated series, and movies, like the one from Sonic 2 and 3, Mania, Adventure, OVA, Sonic Prime, Sonic Movie 2 and 3, and many more. For this animation, I used references from Sonic Speed Simulator, Sonic Dream Team, and this Tails sticker from Sonic Rumble. I don't really have a favorite, but what's your favorite Tails flying animation? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, do you ever wonder why he has 2 tails? Well, in the game lore, he was born with an extra tail and an ability to fly with his 2 tails. But behind the character design, there was a contest held to come up with a fitting design for Sonic's sidekick during the game development of Sonic 2. It was none other than the lead designer Yasushi Yamaguchi who came up with the winning concept. He created the 2-tailed fox, loosely inspired by a kitsune from Japanese folklore. But why he was given 2 tails instead of many? That's because he's young, full of potential, and not fully developed yet. Oh, and it's also because he can fly in a unique way and make him visually iconic and simple. Speaking of kitsune, did you know that there was a concept art of Sonic Prime where Sonic meets an alternate version of Tails named Nine at New York City, and he actually has more than 2 tails. But this character design never made it into the vinyl version. Instead, we got 9 with 7 mechanical tails. By the way, the reason why Tails was designed as an adorable fox kid instead of a teenager like Sonic, so younger players or audiences could relate to him more. He's like a little brother to Sonic, you know? Anyway, here's Tails flying animation. Hey, what do you think? Pretty cool, right? Wait, something looks off here. Oh yeah, don't forget to animate his hands and legs move up and down to make it look more natural. Instead of drawing frame by frame, you can just use lasso tool to move the limbs and fix some of the mess when you're done. You're gonna make his limbs move like he's shaking or excited. Well, maybe not too much though. In some Sonic games, his limbs don't really move while flying, especially the classic ones. Okay, here what it looks like and... Alright, that's great. We're not done yet though, because we're gonna make Tails fly up and down, so I'm gonna copy and paste all these frames and I'll be right back.
5 hours later.
I'm back. If you know how keyframing works, you can continue this video. If you don't know, I suggest you to watch this video, go to that part, and come back when you're done. The link is in the pinned comment or the info cards above. Now, for this animation, Tails goes down in 8 frames, it goes up in another 8 frames, and repeat. Another fun fact, most Sonic fans already know that Tails' real name, miles per hour, is a pun on miles per hour. But did you know that this is his original name before being called as Tails? When his design was approved by higher-ups at Sega, his name was changed to Tails. Yamaguchi didn't like the change, so the team decided to keep both names, miles per hour as his official name and Tails as his nickname. Once you're done, you can copy-paste all these frames in order to make the animation a bit longer. Now that's better, he looks more alive now. And for the last one, we're gonna animate his eyes blinking, just once. Alright, save the animation, and we're done! Here's the final result. Oh, and if you watch my Sonic Run Ibispaint animation video, you can probably make something like this. Time for outline, coloring, and animate. Alright, here's the sketch, and the next step is the outline. We're gonna start with his face. Let's draw the eyes, nose, irises, muzzle, and the rest. Okay, that's his face. Let's put this layer in a folder. Let's name it Head. By the way, we're not gonna draw Knuckles frame by frame because we're gonna make 8 separate body part folders of Knuckles, so it'd be easier to animate him later. I've done this type of animation before in one of my videos, like Sonic Run Ibispaint animation, or how I animate using Ibispaint X and Clip. You can go check them out. If you're wondering, what type of animation is this if it's not hand-drawn? This is called rig or puppet animation, also known as training animation. Oh wait, I almost forgot his tail. Make sure you draw that. Alright, the outlines are done. Moving on to coloring. We're going to use Knuckles color palette from Sonic Dream Team to match with my previous Sonic Ibispaint animation videos. Once we're done with the colors, put all of these body part folders in another folder so we can move the model around later. And make sure you put them in order. The rest, I'm gonna add shading and some highlights. You know, it's weird when Knuckles is gliding. He does it like Superman or every other superheroes that can fly, except he doesn't fly.
Knuckles! You didn't tell me you could fly!
No, I can glide.
You see, Knuckles is a echidna, and real echidnas don't glide like pine squirrels or sugar gliders. So how does Knuckles glide then? There are a few explanations for this. According to the Sonic Wiki, it claims that he traps the air under his dreadlocks, which echidnas don't have, allowing him to glide. But that doesn't make sense. It might have something to do with the Master Emerald he usually guards on Angel Island or something. In fact, Knuckles has some powers granted to him by the Emerald, as stated in the lyrics of Knuckles' Pumpkin Hill in Sonic Adventure 2. He states that the Great Emerald's power allows me to feel.
The Great Emerald's power allows me to feel.
Alright, this looks good. Now let's duplicate this frame into 3 extra frames. Why? Because we're going to animate him. Knuckles have a bunch of different gliding animation styles like Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Sonic Boom, just kidding, Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Movie 3, and many more. I don't really have a favorite, but what's your favorite Knuckles gliding animation style? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, here's a fun fact. Knuckles was created and designed by Takashi Yuda. During the game development of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the development team wanted to create a new rival character for Sonic. Sega aimed to appeal to the American market with this new character, and multiple designs like this black cat and a mole were pitched for Knuckles. There was even an idea of Knuckles to be a reptilian like a dinosaur due to the popularity of Jurassic Park at the time. Eventually, the Dreadlock Echidna design got chosen. Originally, it was colored green, but the design team decided to move forward with the color red and focus on strength as its main characteristics, to most likely rival Sonic's speed. And so, Knuckles was born.
Break glass in case of emergency!
Okay, it's finished. Let's see the animation. Alright, that looks great. Let me copy paste 4 frames over and over again to extend the animation, so I'll be right back.
Six months later.
I'm back, and for the last part, let's make his eyes blink so he can look more natural and alive. Okay, great, we can save the animation now, and here's the final result.
And in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to make shadow skating animation on Ibispaint X.
Alright, let's add a straight line for the ground and start sketching. Draw a circle for the head and draw shadow space. It's basically the same as Sonic, except he has a serious look and doesn't smile. Add some ears and the quills and his stripes on them. Then draw his body and tail just like Sonic, except he has a chest fur, not a round belly. Okay? Now for the feet, legs or shoes, this is where I use 2 different colors, red and blue. Red is for the right leg and blue is for the left leg. Why? Because we can tell the difference between right and left leg. I used this formula before with my Sonic running animation in one of my previous Ibispaint tutorials. You can go check it out. So Shadow's legs don't move or spin like Sonic because he doesn't run. He hover skates. There's a difference between running and skating. When you run, your body bounces up and down and your feet touch the ground. Now compare that to skating, there's no bounce. Instead of pounding the ground, you glide over it. So, to animate his feet, just make him move like he's rollerblading. For the arms, his arms don't go backwards like Sonic. Since he's skating, we'll animate his arms and they will be colored red and blue as well. The important thing to remember, whichever leg is facing backwards, that arm is gonna go forward. Same thing with the right leg. The right leg is going forward, so the right arm should be going backwards. The way he moves his arms swing side to side, like rollerblading or ice skating. We're gonna animate him in only 8 frames by the way. For the rest, draw his lower noodle limbs. Okay, and draw his upper noodle limbs. Now let's check the animation. Okay, that's good. Once the sketch animation is done, let's draw the outlines. We're gonna make separate body parts for Shadow, so it'll be easier to animate him later. It's gonna be like how I animated Sonic Run and Knuckles Glide Ibispaint animations. Feel free to check them out. Unlike Sonic spines, Shadow spines are similar to Supersonic. No, not the usual Supersonic design, but this one from the Adventure era. Except he has black fur and red stripes on them. Shadow first appeared in Sonic Adventure 2 back in 2001, made for Sonic's 10th anniversary. Sega wanted a rival who matched Sonic's speed and style. Unlike Knuckles, the power-tough rival, Shadow mirrored Sonic's abilities, but with a darker twist. He was created by game director Takashi Iizuka and artist Yuji Uekawa, the same designer behind Sonic's modern redesign. Shadow's world was always meant to be more than just a copycat. He had his own story, personality, and of course, edge. So, what's the difference between Sonic and Shadow? They look similar, but they're nothing alike. Sonic was born fast and free, while Shadow was created as the ultimate life form by Professor Gerald Robotnik. Sonic's all about living fast and does what he thinks is right. He's confident, cocky, and full of heart. Shadow? He's serious, brooding, and often aggressive. His story revolves around loss, identity, and purpose. Both move at insane speeds, but the source is different. Sonic's speed is natural, a gift of his biology, while Shadow relies on his air shoes and chaos control, letting him manipulate time and space using chaos emeralds.
Wow, he's fast! Hey, it's not his speed, he must be using the Chaos Emerald to warp!
They both want to protect the world, but just in completely different ways. So yeah, Sonic's the free spirit who runs toward adventure, and Shadow's the soldier haunted by his past. So who do you like more, Sonic or Shadow? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, looks like the outlines are done. Now let's move on to coloring. For the colors, we're gonna use Shadow's color palette from Shadow's Dark Beginning short animations. You know, Shadow's colors aren't always black and red. His colors were pretty different in his early character design. When Sonic Team first started working on Sonic Adventure 2 around 2000, Shadow wasn't actually called Shadow yet. His early name was Terios, which in Japanese roughly means reflection of. The idea was that Terios would literally be a dark reflection of Sonic. Cooler, more mysterious, and kinda intimidating. And this is what he looks. Wait, no, not this one. Yeah, this one. Now, color-wise, this is where things really changed. Shadow has black fur, red stripes around his quills and limbs, red eyes, a patch of white fur on his chest, and a tan muzzle and inner ears. But Terios, he was a black. Early concept art shows him with a dark blue or purplish tone fur and powder blue on his muzzle, belly, and inner ears. He has one red eye and one with a cataract. He also has a goldish scar around his eye. The design, Terios looks a lot like Sonic. His quills went down and has that Nike smirk on his face, just like Sonic. The overall design was just for him to be an evil version of Sonic. Eventually, the team decided to make a character with more tragic, rival-type personality and an iconic look. And that is Shadow the Hedgehog. He wasn't just evil anymore. He had emotions, motives, and that whole backstory with Maria and Space Scouting arc. You know, if you think about it, the whole plot point of how the government, even Amy herself, confusing Sonic and Shadow, leading to Sonic being framed for Shadow's crimes. If Terios' design was used when writing the script for Sonic Adventure 2, it will make a lot more sense since he was originally just an evil dark version of Sonic. I think Shadow's design was changed after the script was finished and hope it still makes sense. By the way, the air shoes?
Air shoes!
Those came in around the same time the developers changed Terios into Shadow. They wanted him to be just as fast as Sonic, but without copying the running animation. So, the air shoes gave him that smooth skating motion we all know. It's crazy to think the Shadow we know today started as little mirror version of Sonic. Heck, even Terios is a playable character in Sonic X Shadow Generations. The model looks cool, but unfortunately, some people are unhappy with this model. If you're wondering why, well, why don't we take a look on the Oh. Yeah, the Quill's design looked more similar to Knuckles instead of Sonic's, when he was supposed to be a reflection of Sonic. I understand that this model was referenced from this art, and I'm not sure why they didn't also use the sketch of Terios' quills in 3/4 angle for reference. Not only that, Terios still uses the same skating animation as Shadow and has the same color of his special effects in the game, which don't match the character's appearance at all. But hey, what do you think of Terios' model in Sonic X Shadow Generations? Do you think it's not bad? Let me know in the comments. Alright, all the body parts have been colored. Let's start animating him. When you animate Shadow skating, it's not like animating Sonic running. You see, when you animate Sonic running, think of momentum. His torso leans forward, arms go back, body bounces up and down, and his legs move pretty fast. Now Shadow is different. He doesn't run, he glides. His air shoes use propulsion, so his movement is smoother, heavier and a bit floaty. His arms don't go straight back like Sonic, he swings his arms side to side helping him stabilize. And instead of hard foot contact with the ground, his feet slide just above it, leaving that fire spark trail thingy below his shoes. It's basically just roller skating without wheels. This isn't just animation, it's also personality. Sonic runs because he's free-spirited and wild, while Shadow skates because he's locked in. Every motion has purpose. Speaking of skating, Shadow has a lot of different skating animations in games, animated series, and movies. Starting with Sonic Adventure 2. I think his first skating animation is pretty cool because he looks like legit roller skating. And when he produced fire from his air shoes, they look kinda more like lights instead of fire. It's like if Shadow had LED lights below his shoes. I think it'd be funny if he actually had those. Maybe he can use his shoe as a flashlight to find his fourth Chaos Emerald. Next, Sonic Heroes. It's not too bad compared to the first one, and Shadow actually produced fire from his shoes when he skates. Okay, that's cool. I think the animation is okay, and I'm sure it gets better in the next game. Next, Shadow the Hedgehog. The skating animation is just the same as Sonic Heroes, but there are some slight differences to the animation. There isn't much change to it though. Sonic X. Okay, for some reason, when he first appeared in the anime, he doesn't skate at first. Instead, he runs like Sonic. It's weird and funny to see Shadow running like Sonic. Did his shoes run out of batteries or something? Also, this kinda proves that Shadow can run as fast as Sonic without his skates. I don't even know how this made it into the series. I think it'd be funnier when Shadow runs with Mr. Krabs walking sound effects. I mean, look at the way his legs move. At least in later episodes, he started skating like he did in the games, and I think the skating animation is nice. Yeah, it's good. Sonic 06. Okay, sir, what happened to you, bruh? In my opinion, he looks so stiff and mid. Next, Sonic Riders. Oh yes, I love this one. He looks like he's actually skating, and the way his quills move, oh that's so good. Sonic Rifles. Okay, this looks so weird. Sonic Battle. Hey, that's pretty good. And the fire spark effects are pretty cool as well. I like this one. Sonic Generations. Now that's an improvement. The animation here is pretty dynamic and smooth. I mean, look at him. He has the sauce. Also, this skating animation is used in future games like Sonic Forces and Shadow Generations with some slight differences. And they still look great in my opinion. Sonic Prime. The way he skates is pretty cool and exaggerated here. And I also like the fire trail effect below his shoes. I think that's cool. Sonic Movie 3. There's not much Shadow skating in this movie. I think there are like only 3 scenes of Shadow skating. I could be wrong, but despite less skating scenes, I think the skating animation here is still pretty well done. I like the shot where he was skating on water while escaping Prison Island. Yes, he also can skate on water, which is pretty sick. By the way, for this skating animation, I take inspirations from Shadow Generations, Sonic Movie 3, and Sonic Riders. Why? Because those are my favorite Shadow skating animations. And what's your favorite? Comment down below. Okay, we're finally done. Let's play the animation. That's great! But if you want to make it better, let's animate the fire effects below Shadow's shoes. While we animate the fire effects, let's talk about Shadow's rocket shoes.
They're air shoes.
Oh right, air shoes. My bad, Shadow. So how do they actually work? The air shoes are often described as using gravity control technology and jet propulsion. In other words, they lift Shadow slightly above the ground and propel him forward at extreme speeds. Think of them like anti-gravity rollerblades used with rocket engines. Instead of pushing off the ground with his legs, Shadow's shoes generate thrust directly. That's why he doesn't run like Sonic. He skates. And the fire spark trail energy you see under his shoes? That's the propulsion exhaust. It's literally the shoes burning off energy as they stabilize his speed and let him glide smoothly over surfaces. Some sources even suggest the shoes are powered by artificial chaos energy, which ties into Shadow's own ability to harness chaos control. So it's not just jets, it's advanced tech mixed with raw chaos science. Speaking of Shadow's air shoes, you probably know that his shoes are made by his creator, Gerald Robotnik. But have you ever wondered who designed them? So as of the release of Sonic X Shadow Generations, The game comes with a booklet that is Shadow Robotnik's research notes during Shadow's creation. There is an entire page with an artwork of the airshoes stating that Maria actually helped design and come up with the idea for them before Shadow was ever woken for the first time. You know, before the idea of Maria designing Shadow's airshoes became canon in the Sonic game lore, this fan short film called Project Shadow also showed that Maria was the one who designed Shadow's airshoes. And that film released in 2023, a year before Sonic X Shadow Generations. Do you think Sega and Sonic team watched the film and made that part canon, or is it just
Coincidence? I think not!
alright, we're finally done. Save the animation, and here's the final result.